Hello, beautiful people. This is the first week's installment of Trans Kids with Cameras. My name is Gray, and this week we're going to do some introductions for each of the members on this channel so that you can get to know us and see what the channel is going to be about. And so since Halloween today, when I'm uploading this video, I'm going to add some spoopy music to add a little bit of holiday festivities to this video. So just so you know, I'm a total dork, so expect pumpkins and ghosties and all that stuff. Without further ado, let's get started. And so the first part of this introduction is going to be a little bit about my gender and my gender expression, since that is largely the point of this channel, is to talk about transgender and queer issues, so that you can get to know my perspective on all the future videos coming after this. So I am a non-binary person. Specifically, I am polygender, which means I identify as several genders, most of them outside of the male-female binary spectrum. Specifically, neutral, maverick, and demi-boy/demi-girl. What this means is neutral is a neutral gender identity, meaning it's a gender, but it is not a male gender or a female gender. It's not tied to femininity or masculinity, which is what maverick is, except that neutral has kind of become more of a gender neutral term more than a gender in of itself over the past decade of usage. So either one is fine, but my constant gender is a strong sense of gender, but that gender is not tied to masculinity nor femininity. And then demi boy or demi girl means under certain situations or certain times I feel like I identify with certain aspects of masculinity or femininity without actually being a girl or being a boy. That is my definition of those terms. And so I fluctuate between those. Sometimes I am more than one of those at once, sometimes I'm all those at once. Sometimes I'm also agender. Sometimes I don't feel like I have a gender at all. So that's why I use the phrase polygender or just queer in general, because that's a lot of stuff to explain to someone who doesn't necessarily know the terms. Pronouns. Pronouns is a topic that's oftentimes debated and can be a very sensitive issue among queer and trans people, because they come with a lot of emotional baggage for a lot of us. For example, if you were a trans man and someone uses feminine pronouns towards you, that can be very triggering and also invalidates your identity as a man. My pronouns are anything that's gender neutral. I particularly am fond of they, them, because it has historical precedent. But if you want to use any of like the neo pronouns such as ze, zir, anything like that, that's fine. But when I introduce myself, I use they, them because everyone knows what those words are and they know what they mean, so I don't have to explain myself with those pronouns. And again, I just kind of like the sound of them. But you can use whatever you want as long as it is a gender neutral pronoun. So separate from gender identity or gender is gender expression, which is how you show, whether in your physical outlook or your characteristic traits, your gender, or how you show your gender to the world. And for me, my gender expression is what I like to call true androgyny. A lot of the images of non-binary androgyny that you see in the world are skinny people, generally skinny pale people, with masculine clothes, flannels, boots, jeans, things like that. Or they're just emo or scene or something like that, which is fine. That's a great look for you, and I applaud you for that. I'm happy you found that boundary. But a lot of people, such as myself, do not physically present as that, whether they have large breasts or large bodies. In other places, they're tall, they are hairy, they're broad-shouldered, they are something that doesn't easily let you have the androgynous look. So what I like to do is have true androgyny, the fact that if I wear masculine clothes, look androgynous, I just look like a dude. So I have to femme up some aspects of myself that look more masculine, but also I like to express some of my masculine physical traits because they look good. I have a beard because it looks better on me than having no beard. And it's comfortable. I like having this and not having to shave and have razor burn. But this is not tied to masculinity to me. I don't have a beard because I'm trying to be manly. I have a beard because I don't want to shave my face. I put on makeup, not because I'm trying to look like a woman, but because I think the makeup looks good on me, and I like the look, and I like the feeling of having that on my face. I paint my nails, not to be like a woman, but to be like me, to express myself. So that's what I mean by true androgyny, is for me, the androgynous look that is typical for the scene just makes me look more masculine. So I try to bring it closer to what for me and my body and my expression be more neutral. But if I want to wear all masculine clothes or all feminine clothes, such as a dress or heavy work clothes, I'll do that, and I do sometimes, and you will see me sometimes, as in I'm just wearing a t-shirt that's neutral, But some days I'll be wearing makeup and lipstick and eyeliner and all that stuff, and I'll be wearing maybe a dress or a shawl or something. And other days I'll be wearing a flannel and some boots. That's just how I work. A lot of times with gender, we discuss sexuality because it kind of falls in the same social umbrella. You have the LGBTQIA plus community, so a lot of times sexuality is lumped in with gender. My sexuality is just generally queer. I don't really identify as pansexual just because I don't really like I just don't like the word necessarily. If there's nothing against it, it doesn't identify with me, but I'm attracted to people in general. My attraction isn't based on gender, it is based on physical traits, so maybe I'm somewhere between bisexual and pansexual, but also once I am romantically attracted to a person, my sexual attraction towards other people fade to where I start becoming attracted to people who look like or are like the person I'm romantically attracted to. For example, I currently have a boyfriend, and my tastes now tend to be people who look like or are like him, rather before he wasn't necessarily my type. So it varies a lot for me. So just queer in general, bisexual, pansexual, just something that's not straight and it's not really gay either. Now I'm just going to chat with you guys about some things that aren't gender sexuality related, that deal with me. Just some of my interests and just some of the things I do with my time. I'm currently 20 years old and I'm a student at a liberal arts school in southwestern Oklahoma, which isn't the best place to live as a queer person, but I have a good network of friends and colleagues here that are relatively accepting of my identity and my expression. And I spend a lot of my time stuck in the library in my room doing homework or researching or typing papers, but when I don't have those things to do, I spend a lot of time writing poetry and short stories. I spend a lot of time listening to and sometimes composing music. I go hiking, I run, I exercise. I like to meditate a lot. I actually run a meditation club on campus here that I founded. And I have another channel that I try to keep up with sometimes. It's linked to my Twitter and my Instagram, which I can post down below for you guys. LINE-GreyWanderings, and on that blog, on that YouTube channel, I talk about alternative religion, I talk about social justice, I talk about gender, I talk about whatever I want to talk about generally. Recently I've been kind of on a alternative religion streak just because I've been dealing with that a lot. I have a philosophy of religion class, so it gets me in that little mind state of theology and philosophy. But sometimes I'll have gender, sometimes I'll rant about politics and all that stuff. So if you want to follow me there, that's fine. And I hope to see you guys in 2 weeks for our next video. Until then, please watch my other contributors' videos and comment and like and share and subscribe and all that stuff. And I am so excited to be on this journey with you guys. And so I hope that we can grow as a family. And until then, stay beautiful.